You only have a finite amount of energy to use up and give out each day. And after 60, with the clock seemingly ticking away ever faster, it's really important to preserve every little bit of energy. In this video, I'll share with you the 3 top things that will drain your energy and waste your time after 60. I'll also share some solutions that have worked for me that will help you make the most of your valuable remaining years. Modern life seems to push the idea that productivity is everything. In my 20s and 30s, I was a firm believer in that. I was hung up on productivity. I was obsessed with squeezing the most out of every single day. Now that I'm 64, I've come to realise that it's okay to slow down, even do nothing, and have zero ambition. Let's face it, you're not a robot. And if you ignore this simple fact, there's only going to be one outcome, and that's burnout. Physical and mental. That was me at 44 years of age. And that was the reason why I decided to take early retirement. Things happen in life that you just can't control. That is a fact of life. And you just have to make the best of them. But there is something that you can be in charge of with just a little bit of awareness. And if you get it right, it could affect the decisions you make in life, the level of satisfaction that you feel from day to day, and help you move in the right direction. I'm talking about understanding what and who to not waste your time and energy on. Life is full of distractions. People around you can pull you into their agendas. You can create obstacles that interrupt and take away from you what is important. Just like when you were at work, you must prioritise what you do with your time and learn where to focus your energy and attention. If you don't, you'll get blown around like a leaf in the wind. You'll grow tired and lost, and life will just have no meaning or purpose. If you master this simple skill and draw boundaries around your time and space and your physical and mental energy, it will leave you the time to do the things that really matter at this stage in life. That is doing activities that enhance your life with people who you love and care about. Here then are my top 3 things that you should not waste your precious energy and time on. And I'll also share solutions to these so that you can get back control of your life. 1. Life admin that doesn't really matter. It's easy to allow life admin to take priority. And by life admin, I mean things like emails, text messages, WhatsApp messages, mobile phone calls, and if you've still got one, landline calls. If these things take priority, it's very easy for you to forget how to live life. Productivity gurus on social media encourage you to think that you have to have every part of your life planned and ordered. Goals, plans, to-do lists, productivity software, time management systems. In my 30s, I was lured by all of this. Things like the Eisenhower matrix, Pomodoro technique. I couldn't get enough of it back then. I was reading all the books to try and fill my mind with this kind of stuff by people like Dale Carnegie, Brian Tracy, Zig Ziglar. If you haven't heard of those people, look them up on Google. Now, I'm not saying those books and that knowledge was a waste of time, because it wasn't. It allowed me to fine-tune how I operate on a daily basis, and some of that I still apply to today. The issue I've got is that you don't want these sort of things to become an obsession and to take over your life, especially once you hit your 60s. This is a good time to slow down. There's nothing wrong with having days where you do absolutely nothing. If you focus too much on wanting everything to be perfect and in order, it's very easy to miss out on life. And not just that, your energy runs down and depletes really quickly. These message reply pressures that modern communication seems to throw at us. There seems to be this conditioning that you should reply to everything immediately and respond to everybody as soon as they get in touch. This is just not true. Learn to value your time and energy and set boundaries on how people expect you to communicate with them. They'll learn to respect you more. It is like resetting a habit of that interaction. Our brain constructs what we call habit loops, repeated patterns of behaviour and outcome. These are ingrained and we do them without thinking. When we take a new approach to replying to messages or answering calls, other people will eventually learn a new way of interacting with you, freeing up more of the day-to-day energy for you to use more wisely. Here's my simple method for dealing with this. Let's take emails first. Unsubscribe from everything that you don't find value. Do not allow your inbox to be filling up with sales promotions and marketing material and every Tom, Dick and Harry that you've given your email address out to. This will immediately shrink your inbox. If things still get through, mark them as junk and block the sender. And set the junk folder to auto-delete after 30 days and don't even bother looking at it during that time. Next up, here's how I deal with text messages. I only read my text messages, and that also includes WhatsApp, a couple of times a day. The only people who can get through to me other than that are people on my favourites list, and there's only a small handful of them. My wife, my son and my very close friends. And I don't bother replying unless it's genuinely important. And I find that most messages are not. They're just chat. Always being on, ready to reply, puts the sender in control, not you. Here's how I deal with mobile phone calls. Everyone, apart from my favourites list, is set to divert to voicemail. If people make multiple attempts to get in touch with you, whether that be text message, email and mobile, and a combination of all of them, then it's very important and they really do want to get in touch with you. Other than that, not. If they only try once by a mobile phone call and they don't leave a voicemail and they don't try again, then it's not important. Don't waste your time replying. So those are my simple solutions to dealing with the sensory overload that comes from being always on. I hope they helped. Number 2, situations that drain you. I'm an introvert. I've had multiple personality tests over the years. Every time I came out as an introvert. But let's not make a confusion here about what an introvert is. An introvert isn't shy. I'm not shy. It's just that we don't get energy from large gatherings of people. We need time out, time on our own. That is one of the things about introversion. We can't do anything about it. It is who we are. The sort of thing that drains me is anything where there is a gathering of people, probably about a dozen or more. We're talking about things like family events, weddings, birthdays, funerals even. Linked to that, I even find travel difficult because it means going to an airport, loads of people. It means getting on an aeroplane crammed with people. I get off an aeroplane and I'm absolutely shattered, even if it's only a short flight. The other thing that I'm fully aware of is my chronotype. And we've all got a 24-hour body clock. And that's where you hear about some people being larks, some people being owls. I'm an owl. In the afternoon, I'm pretty good. In the evening, I'm great, but I'm wide awake at night. And I usually go to bed sometime around about midnight. I don't really get going until about noon, and this has got absolutely nothing to do with being lazy or unproductive. It's just my body clock. Chronically draining situations often exist because the dynamic is not in your hands, and neither is the solution. I find that it's often other people's behaviours and attitudes and decisions that create problematic situations for me. Identify what dynamics and recurrent stresses exist in your life. If anything is yours to own, take responsibility and sort it out. Sometimes things are just not in your control, and you need to remind yourself of that. So when something's getting on your nerves and you can't control it, just take a breath. Learn to accept the situation and walk away from it if you have to. Focus on what you can control, not what you can't. You can start, like me, by understanding your personality and chronotype. Once you fully understand yourself, you can structure your day and week accordingly. Schedule things to fit in with your mood and your energy, not at times when you're not feeling good. Now, before the naysayers pile into the comments, which they often do, I just want to make it clear. I'm not talking about completely avoiding people altogether. What I am saying is to understand yourself and be selective so that you can preserve your energy. That will then give you every opportunity to make the most of the time that you do have. Number 3, people who try to change you. The quality of relationships in our lives is key to our well-being and level of happiness. Beware of leeches, vampires, one-way relationships, the badly behaved, especially rude family members and work colleagues. Be aware of anybody who tries to overtly or subtly change you. This is a warning sign. It's a sign of a controlling relationship with you not being the one who's in control. These people do not accept you for who you are. It's all about them. And if you don't get a grip on this, there can only be one outcome of dealing with these people and having them in your life. And that is that they will have a negative impact on your self-esteem, your confidence, your energy, and your mood. Trust me, I've spent far too much time with these kind of people, particularly in a work situation, because I didn't see their true identity. They are not easy to spot. They are the wolf in sheep's clothing. And I got burned mentally and financially. Here's a few clues about what to look for. They're usually charming, friendly, fun, go-getting and popular. Everyone likes them because they don't really know who they are. And every relationship that they have is fleeting because they are in control and in it for one thing and one thing only, themselves and what they can gain. Here's some telltale signs to look out for if you're encountering these kind of people. Trying to make you feel guilty if you don't do what they want you to do. Emotional manipulation by withdrawing attention. Excluding you. Disrespecting your boundaries. Disregarding your needs. Disregarding what's important to you. Changing the narrative of things and events to favour them. Here's what you can do today. Step back and evaluate all your relationships. Family members, friends, business, work colleagues, the lot. Do you recognise any of the traits that I've talked about in those people? Identify those people who don't make you feel good. The ones that don't make you feel happy about yourself. And ask this simple question. Why? Take notice of their behaviour and their patterns, because they will have them if you look closely enough. Change how you respond to their demands. Say no a lot more often. If that doesn't work, there is only one solution, and that is to step away from them permanently. See how much better you will feel if you do that. I did. Here's a recap of my top 3 things you should not waste your precious energy and time on. 1. Everyday life admin that doesn't matter. 2. Situations that drain you. 3. People who try to change you. What are your thoughts? Do you agree or disagree with what I've discussed in today's video? Leave a comment and share your thoughts and your story on this topic. It just might help someone who's suffering. If this video resonated with you, watch this one next. It's about why, at 64, I'm avoiding people more than ever. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.